Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit-chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, it is laughable. The lazy gang have decided to come up with another twist and another lie. You know, it is a scripted message and a script that they long wrote. Now, they're instigating and on a campaign to paint a picture that is not. And what is the picture? You know, first of all, they doubted Amara that Amara will never travel. Secondly, they call all manner of things that Amara because Amara lack or Amara doesn't have a US visa. Therefore, Amara will never be given a visa to South America. Again, when Amara was in Nairobi with Rocio, a day to traveling, now they are saying that Amara is playing a delaying tactic, that Amara never wanted to travel. And they're saying as we speak now that Amara has not traveled, that Rocio has traveled alone because Amara lack of paper. You know, it's laughable. But if you want to see the face of the mistress liar, the face of the goddess who has entrusted herself with twist, with lies that are not making sense just to feed her gullible audience, then this is the face and the lies going forward.
The king and queen of Begohanze are on their way to Argentina. But before they do that, there are things that they need to be finishing clearing in Nairobi. And I was like, yo, wait. You guys have not yet settled all your documents. What's the problem? What if Mura Senso is not allowed to travel? Because I've got my own thinking because of what Dimwango was pronouncing and saying in there. And I questioned myself. I was like, yo, is there a problem? Why are we not very certain 100% that we will be flying on this day, on this day? Why are we still having documents pending? It's not a bad thing, but I was shocked that all documents will be going with you. You're not going alone. I had to ask myself very, very many questions. It looks like Mura Senso was not going for this trip. Hopefully, he clears in Nairobi before they set their foot into Argentina, because if things are not streamlined, you cannot tell me that Mura Senso will travel. Mura Senso could remain because documents are not out. They have not cleared themselves 100%. So hello, that's why they're saying we could be here in Nairobi for a while. Maybe if we don't post anything, don't be so bothered, don't worry, we are still around. Maybe you'll see another video, or we are going to meet in Argentina.
And the utter sheer lies that Ontrending is putting forth, and without a blink, laughable. And that is the first fury of lies, putting it out there so confidently that she knows how to react, that she knows analysis, that she knows that is her channel and nobody could never tell her anything. You know, even at the comment section, I read 2 comments, and one of the comments, somebody was also playing and implying that he praised so fast that Amara would fail never to step foot in Argentina, that Rocio should just travel alone and Amara should go back to the village. And again, it did not stop from there. JT Podcast also wrote that Amara is applying delaying tactics, that Amara for a long time ago never wanted to go to Argentina, that he knows that Amara will never go. Laughable. It tells you how a fellow man is obsessed with a man who's just progressing while his life is stagnated. You wonder. Furthermore, he was in the villa. He saw all kind of things that now she couldn't achieve. Now in the midst of all the women enjoying the gullible reactions and things that are not making sense, lying in the face of the people. Now let me tell you, you couldn't read Amara message. That's why most of the time if I come onto this camera, I always tell you, look at the person's value, the message that somebody speak, the body language, and how he moves or she moves thereafter. The basic demeanor or a misdemeanor itself could tell it all. So you couldn't know the twist or the tingle. The tingle is Aymara is always 3 days ahead of you. Even by the time you're enjoying the party in the villa, Aymara was already in Nairobi. The day that Aymara was with the Rocio doing a premiere in Nairobi in hotel, Aymara had traveled a day before that day. And Makio, let me tell you, Aymara, as we speak now, Aymara yesterday touched down at Buenos Aires in Argentina with Rocio at the airport, even at the point when they exited the airport, with a love grateful message. And I'm going to show you the photo, how it was well planned, how they landed, and how they were received so well. So I wonder how the lazy gang normally do their research. It is a worrisome. They hardly get things right. It's always twisted.
I've been moving.
That is Aymara and Rocio. I've already landed in Buenos Aires airport. I think that's the capital city of Argentina. So what next? They've landed in Argentina. Aymara is no longer in Nyaboanze. Aymara is no longer in Africa, not in the capital city, as being parroted and as being peddled by the Ontrending and the echelons, who never see anything good. The prophet of dooms, retorting and parroting things that they do not know. Doing this research is simple because you have bundles, you have phones that could really lead you to Aymara Instagram. Then you'll get to know that these people had traveled. Now you are falling for the Aymara statement. You know, Aymara nowadays is clever. Aymara is not your ordinary traveler, neither a dons, nor a pedestrian. He learned these lessons well with Ivan Ventures. Nowadays, he will let you know. So let me tell you when Aymara acquired his papers. The day that you saw Aymara in Nairobi, just recently, it was not the day that Aymara was applying for the papers and these papers were being verified. That day, it was a day for Aymara went to pick and collect his papers. Now, the question that majority of people could ask, when did Aymara apply such kind of, the application of such kind of papers and documentation itself happened when Rocio and Marwa took or were on a journey to traverse Kenya and Africa. If you remember the journey that took Aymara 3 months with Rocio traveling Africa, remember they were in Nairobi for at least 4 to a week thereabout. That was the time when we were busy up and down filling all the forms. So that day when you see Aymara, that is what they were doing in Nairobi. So for the second time, it was the time when Aymara went and picked all these kind of things, because Aymara has known that there are people with the devil's mind. There are people who are hell-bent to sabotage his itinerary. Therefore, he will never let you know. As we pick today, Aymara now has got 2 days in Argentina. While Ontrending and Lazy Gang are still speaking of Nairobi. Laughable. So this is the far somebody can stoop low in a manner of wanting views, in a manner of putting on the false informations over there and accusations that are never making sense. Now you could see the evil minds. You could see, on the other hand, the Christmas list has been in trouble again. Christmas list was arrested the second time, then released. The third time was arrested and released. And again, he has penned down a text on his community post and his IG. Something that's so sad. So to get what Christmas list is saying with his own mouth, because I don't want to be accused by Trinidadian people. The other time I was doing it, but I was accused. Other people also unsubscribed from my channel. Now I just want to quote from Christmas list itself. Therefore, I will come and give my take going forward. So, and it reads, this government of Trinidad and Tobago falsely detained me on money laundering charges. When they couldn't find any evidence, they then arrested me for deportation for the next day. I spent 72 hours in detention center before judge said they had no evidence to deport me. This nightmare has no end, and for those that say, just leave, or you should leave, my passport has been held hostage since I arrived. My bail conditions state I cannot leave. If I attempt to leave, I will be immediately arrested and jailed. My iPhones, laptop, cameras were also taken from me for a second time with no reason. This is the corruption you can only find in Trinidad government. What next for me? More jail, or possibly worse? They're out to silence me, and many have warned me that my life is at risk. So guys, in a nutshell, Christmas list has been taken for 72 hours on allegations of money laundering. You know, Christmas list is saying everything, and this paraphernalia has already been confiscated by the government and the police department for no reasons. The police department and the Trinidad government that is corrupt wants to silence him on things that the issue of Christmas list he hasn't clue. It's so horrible now. So let's pray for Christmas. But if you go in analytics, you'll get to know the reasons why the Christmas list, the police department wanted to deport him. And I could only give you one scenario. You know, the first case hasn't been exhausted. Countless number of times the case went to the court, the sedition court. But when Christmas list appeared to the court, the prosecution and the police department was not ready with the evidence. Simply means technically there is no evidence against Christmas list. And the possibility for people who have analyzed it, that charges of sedition is vague. Christmas list is going to win that case point blank. Now, this is what is giving the Trinidad Police Department a headache. They couldn't prosecute such. They know if they do it so faster, the court is going to leave Christmas list so free, such that the police is going to bear the consequences and must remedize the damages, the detention, illegal detention that they warranted or unwarrantedly made Christmas list being humiliated so. And it's like the police themselves don't want to face that kind of an embarrassment. That's the truth of the matter. That's why on the second occasion, Christmas list was arrested on the charges of money laundering, which is also vague. You know, all these people Christmas list is dining with, these are the Trinidadian people that the government themselves don't want to arrest. And they are just hell-bent of arresting Christmas list. So Christmas list is somebody whom you give him a call, he will appear, whether you're a police, whether you're a politician, whether you're a thug, whether you're who, because he's into content creation and documentaries. So Christmas list was called, and these guys were selling the jewelries, showcased it, tried to do some kind of documentary whether these things are fake or true. That is fake. It wasn't fake. So the government and the police tried to muzzle Christmas list and on account of money laundering, which is not. So the police captured Christmas list, and they were now playing to the gallery that they wanted to deport Christmas list. And knowing in mind, Christmas list has still got a pending case in court. Again, when Christmas list was detained for three days, that's 72 hours, taken to court, the court said there is no evidence that warrants Christmas list to be deported. Now, police is facing a backlash because they want to deport Christmas list on account that the first case will die a natural death. Technically, it will be pushed out because the accused is not living in that country, that the accused has left, technically the case will just die a natural death. This is what the police department is doing because they've realized the case is going nowhere. On the second attempt of money laundering, the court also said there is no evidence of money laundering on Christmas list to want Christmas list to be deported. So this is the things, the corruption that the police in Trinidad are playing in the gallery that people are not understanding. Well, I don't want to say much. I just want to advise my brother Christmas list. Christmas list. You are an easy target for the police department in Trinidad. Your visit to places in the Trinidad into their countries where the police themselves and the law enforcement cannot step foot, really making police like feeble and making police to appear weak, giving them headache, that you are just an ordinary man and you could go to those places. And the police themselves cannot go and unearth such kind of things. So this is the reasons why you are making police of Trinidad to look so delinquent in their work and their services. Therefore, they want to fault you on fictitious charges. You appear as a target, and that's why they just want anything to deport you. They don't want you anywhere near their country. And that's how you appear a target of this policeman. So bro, it's not worth it at this time. You need to find yourself, get that passport, then you leave. My second advice would be Christmas list. There is a thin line between bravery and stupidity. I'm not saying you're stupid, but you can sit down, soul search, call yourself in a meeting, then you decide what you want. What you have to know, you cannot stop the police, you cannot stop this government ill wills. You can't fight a corrupt third world country government. You see, even the lawyers who pretend to be your friends were extorting you, and they want to extort you big for. So it's like a syndicate that has already been formed around you. Those whom you dine with, thinking that these guys are your friends, these are the people who are making your life so harder. So the best thing, call it a quit. You need to find yourself the next flight so that you leave. That is it. Deportation would have been better. That case would have just died a natural death. But at this point, there is a plan, there is something underwater or underneath that the police doesn't want people to know. It's either the police department knows what is going on, and you're there in your camera to unravel such kind of dirty deeds that the police doesn't want to appear in the public. Then the country is also on a divide. The government plus the politician. The positions want to get into politics, they will use you to air certain kind of documentaries because on their favor. Those who are in power are now frustrating you because they see you as a threat. They see you that as an opposition agenda into their neck. Therefore, they don't want anything to do with you. My brother, at this point, it is now not a legal issue. It's now a political issue. You're fighting a political war on a Trinidad land. My brother, these people are not good people. You'll be slaughtered. The next thing is, call it quits, bro. It's not worth the fight.